at work, but the real story, the who's who of the cosmos, remains hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today's deep dive is all about unveiling one of those mysteries. We're diving into the Urantia book to explore the Paradise Sons of God, and trust me, they're not what you'd expect.
It's true. The Urantia book presents a cosmology that's both intricate and incredibly active. These paradise suns aren't just sitting around on clouds.
Right.
They're absolutely essential to how the universe functions, each with unique roles to play in this grand cosmic drama.
Right from the start, the Urantia book throws us a curveball. It describes these paradise sons as coming from the divine realm, paradise, to actively work in evolving universes. They're called descending suns. But it's less about moving down a ladder and more like, imagine a master artist choosing to leave their perfect studio to teach in a bustling, sometimes chaotic workshop.
Mm-hmm.
They bring that perfect vision, but they choose to engage with the messiness of creation firsthand.
And that hands-on approach is central to understanding the paradise suns. The book outlines 3 main types, each embodying this concept of descending sonship in fascinating ways. The creator sons, also known as Michaels, the magisterial sons, or Avenals, and the Trinity teacher sons, the Danels.
3 very distinct job titles on the cosmic resume. So let's start with the Michaels, the creator sons. They're the ultimate architects, the ones who dream up and bring entire universes into existence.
Right.
But here's where it gets really interesting. They don't just create and peace out, leaving us to figure things out on our own.
Exactly. The Urantia book emphasizes that Michaels actually become universe fathers. They form a profound personal connection with their creations. It's one thing to design something, but to then experience life as that creation, the joys, the struggles, the triumphs, the failures, that's an entirely different level of understanding.
Yeah. It makes you wonder how that experience might shape a Michael's perspective, right?
Mhm.
Like, if you were judging humanity's progress, would you be more forgiving, having walked a mile in these shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Or stricter, knowing what we're truly capable of?
Right.
Just something to ponder.
It's a fascinating question, and one the Urantia book encourages us to explore. This idea of a creator truly understanding their creation is a recurring theme, and it speaks to a very personal, interconnected cosmos.
Okay, so we've got the architects of existence. Next up are the Avenals, the magisterial sons. If the Michaels are the cosmic creators, think of the Avenals as the cosmic judges and guides, ensuring things unfold according to a larger plan.
And they're far more hands-on than a typical judge. The Urantia book describes them as making planet-wide judgments at the end of eras, but they also have the remarkable ability to incarnate, to live among the very beings they oversee.
Wait, hold on. Incarnate. Like, take on physical form and actually live on these planets. Are we talking about some kind of cosmic undercover boss situation here?
It's a bit more profound than that. These are called bestowal missions. Imagine a being of immense wisdom and power choosing to experience the full spectrum of mortal life, birth, growth, relationships, challenges, even death.
Wow.
It's an incredible act of dedication, wouldn't you say?
Dedication doesn't even begin to cover it. But why? What's the purpose of such an immersive experience for a being who already exists on a whole other level?
That's where it gets even more interesting. We'll delve into the specifics of these Avenal missions and their significance, especially in relation to Earth, a little later on. But first, let's introduce the 3rd type of paradise sun.
Okay, so we've got the creators and the judges. Who else is on this cosmic team?
Imagine a being whose entire purpose is to usher in a golden age of enlightenment, a time of profound spiritual understanding and advancement. That's the role of the Trinity teacher sons, the Danels. They're the cosmic educators here to guide us toward a greater awareness of the spiritual reality that underpins all of existence.
Okay, now those Danels sound like they have the best job in the universe. Spreading knowledge, guiding civilizations towards enlightenment. It's like being a cosmic professor, except instead of a classroom, you've got entire worlds as your canvas. But how exactly do they do it? Do they just show up with a cosmic PowerPoint presentation? It does feel like a pretty sweet gig, doesn't it? Cosmic professor spreading enlightenment. But you're right, the Urantia book paints a much more nuanced picture. They don't just beam in knowledge. They work through these incredible beings called brilliant evening stars.
Think of the brilliant evening stars as master facilitators, each one uniquely equipped to guide a specific local universe. They carry the essence of the Danels' teachings, but they tailor their approach to resonate with the specific evolutionary stage of each world they visit.
Okay, so it's less about dictating information and more about sparking a passion for discovery, helping civilizations tap into their own potential for spiritual growth, which, now that you mention it, brings up a bit of a head-scratcher. The Urantia book is pretty clear that Earth hasn't had the pleasure of a Danal visit yet. We're still waiting on that cosmic upgrade to our education system.
It's true, Earth's spiritual journey has unfolded a bit differently than what's typically described for other worlds, and that difference ties directly into another fascinating detail about our planet. We haven't had an Avenal bestowal, but we have had a Michael bestowal Jesus.
Okay, so time for a quick recap for our listeners who might be thinking, wait, they lost me at bestowal. We talked about how Avonals, those cosmic judges, can choose to incarnate on a planet. Well, Amical bestowal is like, imagine the CEO of existence choosing to experience life on the factory floor, not just to observe, but to fully immerse themselves in the human experience.
A brilliant analogy, and the Urantia book makes it clear that a Michael bestowal is a momentous event. It places Earth in a unique position under the direct care of that creator sun.
So we skipped a step, cosmically speaking. No Avonal visit, but we got the CEO of the universe himself. It's got to come with some perks, right?
It certainly implies a different kind of relationship, a more direct line of communication, if you will. But it also raises questions. Does a Michael bestowal supersede the need for an Avonal visit? Or does it create a different path altogether? One we're still in the process of understanding.
A path with a bit of a cliffhanger ending, too. Because if memory serves, didn't Jesus promise to return, I will come again, has been the source of endless speculation and hope for centuries.
Absolutely. And the Urantia book doesn't shy away from that promise. It suggests that Michael's return could usher in a new era for Earth, potentially paving the way for those Danals and that spiritual age we've been discussing.
Okay, so we're in a cosmic holding pattern. The schedule's up in the air, but something big is coming. That's got to be frustrating for folks who like their cosmic timelines neat and tidy. But hey, maybe that's part of the point. Maybe this uncertainty is part of what makes our journey so unique, so full of potential.
Perhaps. And perhaps that's where those paradise suns, in all their forms, come in, not to dictate our destiny, but to guide us, to inspire us, to help us navigate the uncertainties and tap into that potential.
It's a lot to process. We've got these cosmic architects, the Michaels, creating universes and then choosing to experience life within them. We've got the Avenals, these incredibly dedicated beings who are willing to walk a mile in our shoes, literally, to understand us better. And then there are the Danals, patiently waiting for their chance to guide us toward a brighter future. It really paints a different picture of the universe, doesn't it? Not some cold, indifferent void, but a place where even beings of unimaginable power choose to engage with us, to guide us, to help us grow.
It's a perspective that challenges many traditional views of divinity. These paradise suns aren't remote figures passing judgment from afar. They're active participants in the unfolding drama of the cosmos, driven by a profound love for creation.
And that idea that love is a driving force in the universe, that's pretty powerful. It's a far cry from the cosmic rulebook mentality we often encounter.
It makes me think about those adjusters you mentioned earlier, those fragments of the divine that reside within us. They're like personal guides, always there to nudge us towards our own potential, even if we're not aware of it.
Precisely. It's like having a direct line to that universal love, that guiding force within each of us. And the Urantia book suggests that the paradise suns, in all their forms, work in harmony with those adjusters, orchestrating this incredible symphony of growth and evolution.
Wow. It's a lot to absorb, but in a good way. Makes you wonder, what would it be like to sit down with one of these paradise suns, to hear their stories, to ask them all the questions swirling around in our heads? What would you ask if you had the chance? With so many fascinating details about their roles and missions, it's tempting to get caught up in the specifics, but for me, the most profound question would be simply this. What gives you hope for humanity? Knowing what they know about our past, our struggles, our potential, what is it that inspires them to keep guiding us forward?
That's a powerful question, one that resonates on a deeply personal level. And you know what? I think that's the beauty of the Urantia book and its exploration of these celestial beings. It doesn't just present us with a new cosmology. It invites us to ponder our own place within it, to grapple with the big questions and to find our own answers.
Beautifully said. And perhaps in those moments of quiet reflection, when we're pondering those big questions, we might just catch a glimpse of those paradise suns at work, orchestrating the symphony of existence, guiding us toward a brighter future.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of paradise suns, let's remember this. We are not alone in this vast cosmos. We are part of something much grander, more intricate, and more loving than we could ever imagine. And that, I think, is a truly awe-inspiring thought. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.